I have 5 journals put together. Okay, and then I'll do a little quick flip through here in a second. They're not embellished. They're just, the covers are pretty much how they're going to be. I may add a few more things. They're sewn, the signatures are sewn in, but I haven't done any embellishing yet. And then I have, these are just kind of the base. So this is the cover, and I have the pages in here. I just haven't sewn them in, and I'm not quite sure. I'm debating. I think I'm gonna do the fabric on the inside or paper on the inside with these two. So that one is started. This one, this one, this one, and this one. So the pages are in here, okay? The insides aren't done and the covers aren't decorated, and I'm not sure. I probably will not use this for all the closures. I've just got it wrapped now. I'm thinking what I might do on some of these is take some of my Distress Oxide inks and color this. This is muslin that I just tore in strips. And I love muslin. I like more of an organic type of feel and look to things. But this is a file folder. So this is one of the, I think this was a brown one. No, this is a brown one. File folder. This is a file folder. Journal. Another green file folder. And I just used fabric. I didn't cover the whole part of this one. I may leave the inside this color. These are all still a work in progress. This is just a book cover. That was covered in fabric. And I've got, I did cover this one inside. And then just the random pages in here. So those 5 are started and need to be sewn in. And these are basically done, just need to be embellished. This one I just put a key, just tied it to that, and this wraps around. And it opens up like this on both sides. And this is tied in here. So you can, I'm debating, because originally I was gonna make these pockets, so I was gonna glue this and make it a pocket, but it still works that way when you close it, so you can tuck things in, okay? And then if you leave it like that, then you can kind of wrap, you know, kind of wrap it around, because it's gonna flex and it's gonna move with you. So then you just have it kind of closed like that, and it just wraps, okay? So I'm, you know, just debating on that. Anyway, this one has a, this is just a piece of fabric that I think it's part of that canvas muslin. And I actually put it onto a piece of chipboard, so it kind of gives it a little bit more sturdiness. And then this is a piece of paper that has a texture to it. It's like an embossed button paper. And then I just used this chipboard frame. I did buy these frames. I saw them at Michael's. It's a recollection package of frames, and I love stuff like this. And I didn't have many of them, and I don't have a die cut that does this. I really need to get me a die cut that does this. And I just inked it and put that there. So you can put, you know, you can put journal in here. You can title it whatever you want. I wanted to leave them, I want to embellish them, but I want to leave them so you can put your own, you can do your own thing in them too. And this is just a butterfly. This was a graphic fairy image that I cut out and backed on cereal box, and then I glossy accent in it, and then I put this really cool vintage button in there. So that's how that one goes. And it's just this is piece of muslin that I painted, which I thought turned out really cool. I had intended to try to do, I think it's like the tomes that Nick the Booksmith does, but then there's another lady, Zoe Tofield, that does the same similar process, and I had intended to do that for my covers, and I did one, and it didn't work well for me, so I decided I'd use these for these covers. But I like the way this color turned out. It kind of almost like an ombre effect. But anyway, so this is I'm going to show you just random. This is like I got this in a swap, and I think it's a wallpaper sample. And then just random coffee dyed papers, music paper. And see, I need to glue this so it can be a pocket, or I could just leave it and put a clip or something on there. Like I said, this is not embellished yet. This is just the basics. These are like little parchment bags. They're like sandwich bags. Scrapbooking paper. This was the start of something that I was going to put in another journal, and I had too much and it just wouldn't all fit. So this has been kind of glued on and aged. Dictionary paper. These were some cards that I was given in a swap. And y'all, I'm going to try to go back through. This is an envelope. Coffee paper. I got this I bought all this from Michelle Scott, and she has some really nice paper. And this is just a vellum piece, dictionary, music. So just to give you an idea of some of the things that are in these journals. And I put, that's a little bag, old page from some garden books that I had from 1967. Coffee dyed paper. And on this one I put a little charm in here that says story. So some of them I left this out, and I put a little charm on. There's one or two that I didn't leave the strings this long. And this one, I think I used my hemp. This is like a thin hemp twine that I used. And all of these, except one, I did use a wax thread. I think in the Rose book I used a wax thread to bind it. So I've got to go back and add, tabs and tags and some embellishments, but I'm going to try to really keep it simple. And then maybe add probably put together a little bag of embellishments to go with each one. But yeah, so this just gives you an idea. So you can go back and you can stitch this if you want to and close it up, but I think I'm going to leave it like that so you have an option. And it does kind of give you room to grow. So you can probably put a lot in this. And this just wraps. And the key just goes right there. So that's that one. And this one's basically the same way. And I put a little thing here that says Brave. I'm not going to flip through all of them because it'll take too long. This one does have an old, this is an old key. It's like an old file cabinet key. So it's different than the other key. This key was one that I think came in a package that I purchased at Michael's. So, but this one's old. It's an old file key. Same thing here. I did a little butterfly and I put the glossy accents on it and an antique or vintage button, little chipboard. This here is a piece of really old vintage wallpaper that Phaedra gave me in a swap. And I have it glued down on here so that it's not going anywhere, but I thought it just looked really pretty with this color. Anyhow, so that's that one. And I did the same type of closure on the back here, and it opens the same way. So I will show you that. This video might get long, y'all, so I apologize. I might have to do a part 3, but muslin on the inside. Same thing. Okay, so that's that one. And then it just wraps around. And that tucks. Okay. This one's a little bit different. I did not wrap the whole thing in fabric. I just did pieces. So I had another piece of that was left over from the front cover, and then some canvas drop cloth, the muslin wrap. This one I've just got it tied around because I did actually close this one, so this is a pocket here and a pocket here. So I may do notch here or a notch here and then do the wrap, but I haven't decided yet. And then same thing, I put the frame on here with the button paperback and then a butterfly. And this one has a Tim Holtz little plate on it, and this says play. So that's that one. And keep in mind, they're not finished. I may add some other things. Even to the covers. The covers are probably gonna stay like they are, but I may do some other just little minor things with the closure on that last one. And then here is one of the books that I covered, and this was a piece of fabric that I got in a swap. And I'm gonna try to go back. There's so many of you girls that have given me such really neat things and cool things, but I cannot remember you all off the top of my head and who gave me what. But I'm gonna try to go back and list everybody's name when I finish these up, and list everybody's name and thank you all. And you know who you are. And thank you all for all the really cool things that you've given me. But anyway, this one is, this is a piece of, this came in a swap too. It was like a sample fabric, and it's almost like a silk. So I put that, and then later another frame, a little crocheted flower with a vintage button, another vintage button, and this says Faith. And I love these little fairies that I got from Graphics Fairy that I cut her out and put her on chipboard. I did not glossy accent her though, I just left her and then put the little believe in yourself there. And it's covered with muslin on the inside, and then just the same type of papers all throughout here. You know, they won't be the same. There's going to be different things, like, and some of them I have, you know, it's just a mixture of colors. I try not to make it too wonky, you know, so that it does kind of flow together. But it's a true junk, you know, junk journal. Which to me, this is not junk. I love this stuff. But anyway, just give you an idea. This is some really, really cool paper that somebody gifted me. It's like a handmade. This feels really cool. And I saved some of it. I saved